Welcome to another special Easy Odds Euro 2016 video. Now this is the second video we've done today. First video we did was the outright winner, player of the tournament and top goal scorer. We're going to go through some of the group tips today. Ross has got tips for every single group, but we're just going to go through his best bets of those tips.
We don't want to be here too long.
We don't want to go through every single group. I mean, if you want to look at, you can download the app. It's absolutely free. We've got tips for every single group, every single team. Outright tips are the ones we just mentioned. This video is brought to you by BetBright this time. Thanks for sponsoring us, guys. And yeah, let's kick off. Group B.
Yeah, Group B, of course, is the group that features the best team in Euro 2016, of course, England.
And the world.
And the world, yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Group B pans out. There are question marks over all four sides, in my opinion. However, I'm keen on the two above selections, which are England Group B outright winners. Yeah. 10 to 11 best price. I was actually somewhat surprised, especially the betting companies based in England tend to make England kind of a short price because they're worried about fans piling on England to do well, so they try and make them kind of a shortish price. I'm quite surprised they're at 10 to 11 to win the group. We're arriving into this tournament in decent form. We've won 16 of our last 20 matches, and we've got an embarrassment of riches going forward. We've got two of the three top scorers in the Premier League, Vardy and Kane. Confidence is high in the squad. You don't beat Australia 2-1 without being confident. I actually really fancy us to win Group B. We've beaten Slovakia every single time we've met throughout their history. We've got an equal head-to-head record with Russia, and we haven't lost to Wales since 1984. So even going on head-to-head records against the three sides that England will be playing against, it's looking pretty rosy. Granted, we've lost to Spain and Holland recently. Holland was more of a disappointment, as Holland are not exactly the side that they once were. But in that game, we did play a kind of a makeshift team. Spain was a little bit disappointing, but I felt we actually played well in that game. However, we have beaten the heavy hitters, Germany and France, in the same kind of few last months. So we finally started to prove that we're capable of hanging with the big boys also. So I think 10 to 11 England Group B outright winner is a really decent price.
Yeah, 10 to 11. That is quite brave, actually, because people will pile into that, I think. You know, especially with other kind of multiples and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I think England fans will pile into that. And I hear what you're saying, Ross. I hear what you're saying. I hear all the stats are in our favour.
Absolutely.
We've got an embarrassment of riches going forward. We've got two of the top three goal scorers in the Premier League, and we're still going to not score a goal and finish bottom. We'll lose 1-0 to Slovakia.
It's not
with no shots on target.
It's not 2014 anymore, Jake.
Oh, okay. I trust you. But you got another bet for this group as well.
Yeah, another bet as well. And somewhat surprising one, especially after they just beat Germany in Germany, and that's Slovakia to finish bottom. So hear me out on this one, because I'm sure that people will be saying after that result that there's no way. But I watched that game and it was played in a puddle.
Okay.
So so it's almost similar to you with your horse racing tips, where you kind of see a horse lose a race, and then you see the excuse for it, and you can say, well, actually that kind of counts that out, really. Like, it's not really a true perspective of the current form. It was played in absolutely torrential rain, to the point where if you tried to play a square pass, the ball wouldn't actually reach your player. So it was Sunday League stuff, and Slovakia no, they're not. They are a decent side, but they're in a difficult group here. This is their first ever appearance at the European Championships after 5 previous failed attempts. There'll be excitement from the fans, but in my view, the stock of their players has fallen pretty badly in the last 2 years. They had a really good 2014-15. They won an incredible 9 matches in a row 2 years ago. Sadly for them, the likes of Skrtel and Hamsik, who are their kind of star players, they've actually regressed, in my view, from their club form. Since the end of that amazing winning run, Jan Kozak's Slovakia side have won just 4 times in their last 11 matches. So 6-4 here on Slovakia finishing bottom of the group with 3 teams that they only have 2 wins in 11 games throughout their history.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty decent bet. I'm sure that there'll be a lot of England fans who will think that both Russia and Wales are possibly worse teams than them. But I personally disagree. I think during this tournament itself, Slovakia will struggle. I think I actually think that match where they beat Germany will actually raise their profile a little bit, and I think the teams in this group won't take them quite as lightly, and I think that could be a bad thing for them. I think they'd rather catch a team by surprise, and I don't think that there'll be that element of surprise now after that.
Do you think their price
result.
could get a bit better because they beat Germany?
I think it has changed since I tipped it. I think it's gone to 6-5 because I did tip this actually previous to the Germany score, but as I said, I've made excuses as to why they've won their game, and also Germany didn't play their first team at all. So I'm going to stick with it. It's current price of 6-5, but I tipped it at 6-4.
Okay.
Slovakia to finish bottom, and that's to go along with Group B tips of England to win the group outright.
Okay. Very patriotic tips.
Yeah.
Next up, Group C tips. The very next group.
Yes.
Germany's group.
Yeah, I really like the look of this group, and the best two teams in the group I think are going to go through, and that's Germany and Poland, and that's a best price straight forecast of 2-1. Germany have hardly been their irrepressible best heading into Euro 2016. I've mentioned them quite a bit in the actual Group B ones because they lost to Slovakia, of course. But as well as losing to Slovakia, they've even lost to England. Imagine losing to England. However, they've got a great know-how in tournament football. How many times has a Germany team, on paper, you thought, oh, how's that Germany team capable of doing anything, and then they end up in the final or the semi-final?
Mertesacker centre-back World Cup, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one for them, but I do think that they'll just about finish top of the group. They've actually lost 4 of their last 6 games, which is just most unlike Germany. But I think that they'll come good in the actual tournament itself. The toughest match in the group is, of course, against Poland. They've dispatched them 3-1 last year. They've already proven that they can beat Poland. Even though they kind of played pretty well within themselves in that match in the qualifying. The Ukraine are a solid side, but all too often rely on their home form for their kind of greater results. And of course, this is being played in France and not the Ukraine, so I'm going to discount them a little bit. And whilst Northern Ireland are on this incredible unbeaten run, where is it over 400 days now?
Yeah, over 400 days
since they've lost a game. The teams that they've faced in that sequence have been pretty average. Kind of the like tougher teams in that sequence for them are kind of the likes of Greece and Hungary, who are okay teams, but they're up against some much better teams now. So I'm going to discount the Ukraine and Northern Ireland from the top 2, and I think it's going to be a top 2 of Germany/Poland, 2-1. Best price 2-5 on Germany to top the group, which I think is a little bit harsh. I don't think that they should be that short when you look at the current form of the team, and that's why I'm sticking with a straight forecast where you get much better odds, 2-1, Germany-Poland. The second place team in Group C, I think, will be Poland. Nawalka's side are spearheaded by Lewandowski. He scored 47 goals this season for Munich and Poland combined.
That's pretty good as well.
But they're far from a one-man team. They've won 5 matches in a row at present and are unbeaten in 7, even netting 9 goals in the last 3 games. And listen to this, Lewandowski scored none of those goals. So it's hardly a one-man team at Poland, and I think that they're going to be one of the surprise teams of the tournament.
Okay.
And Germany-Poland straight forecast 2-1 in
good.
Group C.
There shouldn't. I mean, that's pretty good. 2-1's a eye-catching price, but I don't think there should be such difference between Germany to win the group 2-5 and Germany-Poland straight forecast 2-1.
Yeah.
Because that seems pretty likely, and obviously Germany to win the group is obviously really likely as well. But 2-5 compared to 2-1, because Poland.
Yep.
I mean, they should beat Northern Ireland and Ukraine.
They
really.
should, yeah. They should, yeah.
So yeah, seems alright.
Thanks.
Next up, Group E. We're missing
Yeah, Group E.
Just going straight to Group E.
Yeah, who cares about Group D?
No, nobody. Belgium's group. So what's going to happen here, Rossi?
Yep, if you watch my outright tips video on Easy Odds, or go to the written version either on the app or on desktop, then you'll know that Belgium are one of my picks for the European Championships. So of course I think that they're going to win the group, and I'm absolutely amazed again. They're odds against to win the group. I couldn't believe it.
Who else is in the group?
I was really happy with this group. They've got Ireland, Sweden, and Italy.
Oh right, yeah, it's a pretty hard group, but yeah, that's a good price.
But yeah, 65 best price there. They've arguably, I've mentioned this in the previous video, they've arguably got a group of death, but I've gone through reasons why they shouldn't really fear any of the three teams that are in their group. So I think odds of 65 on Belgium to win are fair and worth taking. What Mark Wilmot's side has got great balance to it, lots and lots of individual skill, as well as defensively looking pretty sound, even with the injuries to the likes of Vincent Kompany. As I said in the other video, Hazard looks like he's getting back to the player that we all know he is. Kevin De Bruyne is back from injury now, and we both absolutely love him. He's just a brilliant player.
He's unbelievably good.
They face Italy first, which is key here. I would definitely say that that's their hardest game in this group. If they win that game, then this price will absolutely drop entirely.
1 to 4. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could
exactly.
be anything. Yeah.
So if they win that game, which I think they will, they've already beaten them recently. 3-1 win last season, last year. But there's no seasons in international football. But they've won 11 of the last 15 matches. That does include the 3-1 win over Italy. So I think Belgium to win the group at 65 is a really nice price.
And I think you've got one more for this group as well. One
more for the group, yeah, and it's plucky old Ireland to finish third, which could be enough to get them through to the last 16 now that there's an expanded European Championships, of course.
Yeah.
There's going to be some third place teams that do manage to scrape through. So fingers crossed for Martin O'Neill's side that they're one of them. I just think that 23 to 10 on them to finish third is a decent price. I can't see them finishing higher than Italy. I think Italy will probably finish second, but I do see them finishing higher than Sweden. This is an Irish outfit, of course, Jake, that beat Germany last year with the mighty Shane Long goal. They've lost to Italy just once in their 5 fixtures that they played against them in their whole history. Yeah. They've lost to Sweden just once in their whole history, and they've never even played Belgium. So I don't know how they'll do against Belgium, but I do think that Belgium will probably beat them. But I believe that Ireland have got every chance of finishing third, 23 to 10. Sweden are really leaning on Zlatan to do something for them, whereas Ireland, I would say, are more of a team and are more than capable of finishing third at a best price of 23 to 10, which I think is a really nice price.
That seems like a decent price, 100%. So let's go through the tips quickly.
Yep.
Group B was England to win.
England to win Group B at 10 to 11. Slovakia to finish bottom at 6 to 4.
Group C.
Group C was a straight forecast of Germany and then Poland to finish first and second.
Yep.
And lastly, Group E is Belgium to win at 6 to 5 and Ireland to finish third at 23 to 10.
That's 5 lovely tips.
Absolutely. So, but that's not all of them. I've got tips for every single group, A, B, C, D, E, and F for Euro 2016 available on the app, which is available to download right now. We'll put it in the description of the video to click through and download that for free. As well, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, which is the button just above Jake's head right there. And if you subscribe to our channel, throughout the tournament you'll get daily tips from me and Jake, as well as Jake's Ascot tips coming up this month, and his weekly anti-post views for the big race each weekend. So make sure that you subscribe to that. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey, and this is Jake Johns.